Francisco 49ers deep in the heart. Like Joe Montana in the corner, D. Clark. Garrison Hurst, stiff farm going 99.
This is the 49er Faithful UK show. It is Super Bowl week. So as well as that nonsense, it's awards week around the NFL, and there is nothing, and I mean nothing, more prestigious than the 49er Faithful UK Awards. It is the 4FUKAs. Speaking of which, I'm Gareth Ellis, and I'm joined by Lee Gowland.
Now then, fellas. Hey, look, Paul, I'm wearing glasses. Can you believe that?
It's Paul Hope.
Yes, I can, Lee. And Nadji was just as confused, but Super Bowl weekends here, Gareth, and it's always good to talk football with you fine gentlemen.
It is, and it's Nadji Kawar.
Hello, everyone. Can't wait for the 4FUKAs. Best time of the year.
There's good
Best
stuff.
time of the year.
We'll build a bit of tension, I think, before the awards. It's Super Bowl week. Has anything caught your eye in terms of news or snippets? Oh, there's a couple of things going on.
Debo in the wrong jersey.
I was just about to say the Debo thing's probably the only thing that has caught my eye about the Super Bowl.
Well,
week.
I mean, I really don't care. I can wear whatever. I own a Justin Herbert jersey, so I can't really comment on, whatever.
You
it's his
sleep in
friend.
that jersey.
Yeah, it's his friend. Let him wear whatever he wants. It's clothes. Who cares? I will say one thing that I've noticed when people are talking about, the build-up, is that it seems that New Orleans is the place to be. It seems like everybody is saying it is the best city to have the Super Bowl in. So, with that in mind, I think next time it's there, I'll probably try and go. Because I've never been, so I really want to go anyway. But
Yeah, New Orleans is well on my list of cities I'd like to visit in the States.
yeah, same.
So,
Yeah, I mean, that's the game I'm looking forward to next season. So that's the very first game I'm going to look for when the schedule comes out.
We're playing them
Hopefully, hopefully it falls on in a good part of the season, because I definitely want to go to New Orleans and New York. So, I mean, fingers crossed, if we can get both of those on like a short week, a Sunday night and then a Thursday night.
It's pretty far away from each other, but go LSU. There's some good teams playing around there.
So when you ask Gareth about anything that's caught our eye, like most Niners fans,
thanks, Paul.
I've tried to, rabbit hole and all, but I've tried to stay away
hang
from...
on, we did talk about Debo for at least a split second.
It did.
Like 2 seconds.
And I agree with both of you. I said to you off air, I'm glad that our group didn't go too crazy about it, because it's his friend, same management agency, and as you said, Angie, he hates the Chiefs. So that's why he's wearing the jersey. He doesn't want the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl. But our good friend Andy Davies from across the pod is actually over, and he's taken part in Media Week, and he's managed to get... He spoke to Saquon, Travis, Mahomes. It's always good to see a friend of the show, content creator like us, out there. But one thing did catch my eye, Gareth, and apparently the Chiefs could be working on Mahomes playing defense against the tush push. Now, when I heard that, I thought, have I heard that right? And the reason for it is because Mahomes is guaranteed to get a flag. We know the referees love him. And obviously on that note, I think I said to you, it was interesting to see someone in the media ask Mahomes who his favourite ref was ahead of such a big game. So other than that, Gareth, I haven't really got much else about the build-up.
Hang on, because I didn't see that. Did he reply?
He had a smirk and he diplomatically answered the question. But
he said
all the refs.
Uncle Bill.
So read into that what you like.
But no, I think this time last year we were all plugged in because we were there. And I think obviously watching from afar, it's a bit strange because I haven't really got any feelings either way over who wins this one. I'm going to go out and watch it. You said, Gareth, to you, it's like the Pro Bowl. You've totally switched off. Is that right? Season's over for you?
Yeah, season's over for me. I don't care who wins. I don't care what happens on Sunday. I've got an early start on Monday morning. I'm not going to stay up and watch it. I'll probably watch the game in 40 sometime Monday night if I can be bothered. If it sounds like it was worth watching, and I don't have any interest in seeing either of those teams lift the Super Bowl trophy. So I'm not going to put myself through that.
But what was also good, Fred Warner signed a new contract with Experian and he was advertising that on the Pat McAfee show. So the reason I linked that in, if you go watch it, it's brilliant. Fred, obviously, he was getting the plugs in because he's getting paid. But it's about 25 minutes talking to Fred Warner about his thoughts on the season, Brock Purdy. And then the breaking news tonight is George Kittle has confirmed that he's in contract negotiations with the Niners.
Yeah,
so what's good about this week is they're getting a microphone put in front of them and they're answering the questions. So hopefully
there's
we
no
can
pressure. Yeah, it's a bit of a different vibe than during a season when your sort of focus is trying to win football games. So it's interesting. No, it's good. And George won the Salute to Service award.
Well done, George.
So congrats, George. I think he's been nominated like 3 or 4 times. It's the first time he actually wins it. So congrats,
That's for the whole
George.
of the NFL, isn't it, Najee? It isn't just for us, yeah.
He'll get it tonight at the owners. So yeah.
So it is awards night, the second most important awards night going on Thursday. Care to stick your neck out? Who do you think is going to win the MVPs?
I think Saquon should get it, but I think they'll give
He's
it
not
to.
going to get it.
No,
he's not a quarterback.
They'll give it to Josh Allen.
I think it's going to be Lamar Jackson again.
I think it'll be Josh Allen because he beat Lamar in a game.
And Lamar's had it twice.
Lamar's had it twice, including last year. So I think it'll be Josh Allen, but Saquon should have it.
Yeah, really. I think Barkley should be the one, but I agree. I think probably Josh Allen's turn this time for the MVP quarterback award. Just give it the quarterback.
Yeah, the quarterback.
Have a separate one.
I was just about to say, you never know. They might shock us by giving it to Saquon and then giving Offensive Player of the Year to Josh Allen.
Yeah, but that's not going to happen. I think Saquon's on for Offensive Player of the Year, for sure. Rookie awards, Jaden Daniels probably got that sewn up for offensive.
Yeah, I would think so.
I would think it's a travesty if it's anyone else other than him. I think given the season he had, so.
Well, Brock Bowers can probably maybe
didn't take his team to the championship conference final, did he? So
he did break 3 or 4
and then collapsed.
Rookie records. So he broke Nakua's record from last year, and then Nakua got Rookie of the Year. So he has a claim to it. He did have a good season on a terrible team, which is difficult to do. So.
Well, we will see how the awards pan out. Last couple of little things that did catch my eye. Trade requests. One against his will from Cooper Kupp, interesting. And one very much with his will, Myles Garrett. So, lads, this week when John Lynch calls you for his usual pep talk and advice, how much would you offer for Myles Garrett, if anything?
Definitely something.
Well, I think he's hurt the market as far as the Browns are concerned because he's requested the trade. He's come out and said, trade us, get rid of us. So as soon as a player does that, the value immediately comes down.
Yeah.
So if he's going to threaten to hold out until they trade him, then the Browns are going to have to basically accept whatever somebody's willing to give. Some teams might be willing to give quite a high price, something that might even match their original valuation. As far as the 49ers are concerned, I don't think we'd give them what would match their valuation. I honestly don't think we'd give them a first. What would I give?
What would you give?
I'd give 2 first. Easy.
See, the problem with Myles Garrett is he plays in a 4-3. No, he doesn't. He plays in a 3-4. He plays in a 3-4 and we play in a 4-3.
He'd be totally fine. It's Myles Garrett.
I wouldn't give the 2 firsts. What I would give Gareth is this year's number 11, a 26 first round pick. So 2 first, sorry, and Jake Moody. It solves everyone's problems.
Oh, that's a bit hard.
So what did you say there, Pop?
So I'd give them this year's first. I'd
2
give them
first
next
and
year's
Moody.
first, and then Jake Moody. It is expensive, Najee, but we're in win now mode, and Myles Garrett. You would hazard a guess. Opposite.
I would absolutely give 2 first. It's a no-brainer, especially in the draft, like what's coming up and what we need. It's just like picking Myles Garrett this year and picking Myles Garrett next year.
Yeah, but the draft's got quite a decent draft class at defensive end and defensive.
Yeah, but we still got a ton of picks in the 2nd and the 3rd and 4th and the 5th. So
what we need to do is ring the Lakers GM and ask how did he give the Mavs to give that trade, because the NBA news league broke, and I don't know too much about the NBA, but
I mean, that is crazy trade, but you can only do that in basketball. It doesn't really. Anyway,
well, whatever you do, don't ask the Golden State Warriors GM what he did, because that trade that went down last night, I'm still absolutely gobsmacked about that. I know we're talking about the 49ers here, but we've just traded away Andrew Wiggins for a 35-year-old Jimmy Butler. It's crazy.
Rabbit hole, Gareth.
Yeah,
rabbit hole. We're famous for it.
Lee's headed straight down it. I don't know that I'd give up the 2 first-round picks. I don't think we can afford him. I think
we can. He's worth 20 million.
We can afford him this year because I think his cap at 6.5.
Yeah, but he's only going to want to go to somewhere that's going to give him. Fair enough, you would have that limited cap hit in the first year, but he's going to want a new contract with it. That's why
he will do. Yeah, absolutely.
Because he wants a new contract to go with that as well. Which
primarily he wants a ring. That's the whole point of it.
He wants a playoff game. He wants a playoff game.
Yeah, there might be a sweet talk if you come to somebody like us, to not renegotiate his contract and then just go with the 2 year that he's got left. And I think he's worth 20 and it's like 6 against the cap next year, which is nothing really for Miles Garrett.
Yeah,
this is what 2 first
is like. Next year.
And
I mean, we could always do what we did for Trent Williams, just give him a couple of later day picks. What was it, a 3rd round and a 5th round, and just take them. But throw Moody in anyway. Whatever's happening, they're getting Moody, Najee. That's what's happening.
Let's go back to Paul's suggestion about giving them this year's first and next year's first. So realistically, if we really believe what we've mentioned on this show over the past couple of weeks, that we're definitely going to be back next year and we think we can actually win it, what we effectively given them is the first from this year and effectively top of the second next year.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Which, when you look at it that way, I would then say yes.
So
that's probably worth it.
I mean, you know the names better than me, Najee, but I've heard Georgia's Mikael Williams is one of the top prospects going into this year's draft. So you take him, or do you take Miles Garrett? And that's what people are saying. The fact that he's come out and said, "I want to trade," and I don't think it would be a gamble like the Chase Young gamble. And a lot of people.
We're talking about the guy that's probably going to win Defensive Player of the Year. So there's just no price to somebody like that. It's just the same as like when CMC came over, or he would be a game changer for us.
He's been effective on bad teams, and that's
imagine on Salah's team with Dre back. Imagine that defense. You just give whatever they want. I mean, I would just sell the house for this.
Well, I was just going to say, Najee, if you think back to Super Bowl 50, Denver Broncos, and obviously they had Miller and DeMarcus Ware on both sides, and everyone goes on about the Broncos offense, but it was the defense that carried them. And Nick Bosa healthy, Miles Garrett, as you said, Fred Warner, the way he was talking on the McAfee show with Salah, it's just we need a top defense.
That would be.
So where would you play him, Najee? Would you actually play him as a defensive end?
The end right side, yeah, or left side, wherever. Just flip flop them with Bosa. Opposite side to Bosa, yeah.
Because obviously at the moment he's playing as an outside linebacker.
And then you get somebody like, I don't know, Saleh's back. You get Solomon Thomas back for nothing. Peanuts, who's a serviceable tackle. And somebody else, in the free agency. And you got decent deal.
I agree with that, because you bring Solomon Thomas back, you bring Yvonne Kinlaw back, and you've got 2 run stoppers there.
Exactly.
And they're not going to cost us anywhere near as much as they cost us when we originally took them in the draft.
Exactly.
And like I said in the last show,
I'd be surprised if we don't make a decent offer. I think ultimately it'll go to somebody that can push more.
You'll go to Chiefs, won't he? You'll go to Chiefs.
No, because that's a 31st or 32nd pick. That's not very attractive.
Yeah, that number 11 pick this year is what they're gonna angle in for, isn't it? So a lot to talk about in the off-season, Gareth.
Take the opportunity of a bad year to make a splash next year.
I'll tell you what
you got to do.
I'd be tempted. I'd be tempted to give them the 2 first this year, next year. Swap this year's seconds.
Where are they picking? 10th.
And Chuck Moody in. Why not? And
Where
Chuck
are they
Bellamy
picking?
makes sure
Oh,
he
they're
doesn't
picking
come back.
second, aren't they? They're picking second.
Yeah.
Right, so...
So
He's
that
not the
moves us
Lions,
up
so.
9 places in the second round.
And they need so much. Like, number 11 would be so good for them. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, they
Fingers
need a quarterback.
So
I
So
guess
Two
the
years.
Niners are in full recruiting mode though. So Lenore has reached out to
Yeah.
Max Crosby, Warner, and Kittle. In today's media commitments have both said, "Hi, Miles, come to San Francisco. We look
Yeah,
after you."
right.
So
Well, everybody's recruiting, and I think that's one of the reasons he can put the price up, because I don't like the idea of him maybe going to Washington. Or can you imagine if like the Rams get him
Yeah.
or Detroit, and suddenly you're like,
Yeah, or the
We
Seahawks.
If it
don't-
becomes a bidding war, it becomes expensive pick wise.
yeah.
Yeah.
Indeed. I'd give up the first this year. I think you make a good case for a first next year, but I'd certainly perhaps chuck in Debo and maybe like Leonard Floyd. Basically make sure that they've got
It's
a
very
player who
expensive.
can take it.
Very
I
expensive.
don't think Debo's worth that much.
Yeah, but I like Debo much more than him sending him to Cleveland.
At least he goes out of conference.
do you not
So-
think that's the easy answer though, Gareth? Like I've seen a few people on our group mention, the trade Debo. He wasn't great last year, but he had his injury concerns. It was a down year, and I agree with Nadji. I'm not ready to kind of give up on that yet. So
It's nothing about Debo. It's about how poorly constructed our roster now looks with the amount of money spent on the wide receiver room. It just does not
true.
work. And
That's true.
particularly look at the four teams in the conference finals. They haven't really got the
It'll be-
best wide receivers between the lot of them. You
It'll be
don't
worse
need
when we have
the best
Cooper
wide receivers.
Cup on a roster.
Yeah, I've seen people go for that, but
too
yeah,
much
if they
too
get
many
Miles
injuries.
Garrett, that would be, and they can
Yeah.
chuck Cup in. Anyway, there we go. Enough of that nonsense. Shall we go on to the meat of the show? The
Of the
4FUKAs.
The 4FUKAs.
Indeed,
Let's go.
we're going to keep it streamlined this year. We are going to dig out the wheel of positivity, and we're going to put the wheel in the driving seat, and fate will choose the player that we have to make the case for. I think we did this last year, didn't we? We'll start with the first three awards. We're going to do three main awards: Defensive Player of the Year, Offensive Player of the Year, and Rookie of the Year. Who is up first? I think it's Defensive Player of the Year. I think the
It is.
first off the board should be Paul's.
Paul.
Oh, thank
All right,
you.
let's go. Let's do it. Let's get to it. Ooh, got it.
go on,
Paul.
Nadji. Take
No.
Mustafa's
your
your
guy.
boy. I feel
No.
weird.
No. That's
no, I
not how
mean-
the wheel works. He's your boy. Go for it.
From the moment we saw that hit against the Titans in pre-season,
It's
we
Mustafa.
quickly
For those
fell in
not,
love with him.
for those not
Yeah, sorry.
able to see the screen, it is Mustafa.
Yeah, so that's what those groans from Nadji were, because you quickly claimed him as one of your 18 players to watch this year, Nadji, because I think you claimed
That's
the whole back safeties, the secondaries. But Mustafa, I was impressed in pre-season. Obviously, he came highly recommended in the draft, and he's put it all out there on tape, hasn't he? What more can you say? I mean, he's up against some big names on this wheel, but for me, when you put a vote in there, just got to remember it's his first year in the NFL. He's only going to get better. He was in that defensive scheme that wasn't great. The coordinator, who was not Lee Gowland's favourite coordinator, didn't exactly help him. And let's face it, Kyle Shanahan doesn't normally trust the rookies, but I think it's safe to say number 6 left his mark on the game in more ways than one. So that is my case for Mustafa, Gareth.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah, short and to the point. But I think Mustafa, it's very rare that we've had rookies up for the main awards, and I
That's
think
true.
he's definitely earned that. So
I think maybe Huff did it in his rookie year.
maybe. Who's picking next?
I don't know. You're the host. You choose.
Najee. Yeah.
All right.
Lee looks like he's zoned out. So
Fallen asleep after a week's work.
oh
Almost.
There we go. Starting your boy.
you got the easy one.
That's Demo for the people with no scream. Right, yeah. So, I mean, Demo's... it's very hard to argue that he wasn't our best player on defense this year. He was extremely impactful even on special team, and you remember that block, field
TD.
goal, touchdown, return. I can't even remember against the Rams when we
Cardinals,
won.
I think.
Cardinals. That's right. Just before we fell all apart. Anyway, the pick that he had is probably one of my favorite pick of the season. Very early on in the season, and every time he's not on the field, when he missed a game or two, you could tell Demo was missing, and it's just a lot easier for the opposing quarterback to find open receivers, especially because Mooney, obviously for the reason, didn't have a great season, and we had Ronaldo Green as a rookie, so he just took on kind of the whole bulk of the secondary, and he was the veteran in that whole room. So, and you could tell, I think he'd grown a lot last season and into this season, and he's definitely became a staple of our defense, and rightfully so. He got a really nice extension, really friendly deal for the team, and he's obviously an Oregon Duck, so there's that going for him. But yeah, no, just outstanding, just very consistent all season round. No dips, no droughts. It's just been good all season. He deserves this award. Vote for him, please. That's my case.
Thank you, Naji. Demo, good case. You're gonna have to spin the wheel for Lee. I think I'll take what's left.
Sounds good.
Or who's left?
That'll be Nick Bosa.
Nick Bosa, the small bear. I mean, what can you say about Nick Bosa? So he's led the league in pressures again. I think he's been a little bit of a victim to the old sack stat this season. People assuming he didn't have a good season because he only came away with 9 sacks. However, the amount of pressures he got on the opposing quarterback was a difference maker for our defense. He kept us ticking over. He made sure that our cornerbacks had plenty of time to cover wide receivers. And again, I mean, he's eating up double teams week in, week out. And to me, that's why Nick Bosa should be our defensive MVP.
Didn't he get an interception early this season?
He did get an interception.
He did get an interception.
Yeah, it's a long time ago, but yeah, I remember him with a pick
interception, forced fumble.
Mm-hmm. He did.
Worthy. So you've left
like
me.
I said, I mean, he's a bit of a victim of the old sack stat. I know a lot of people have turned around and said, well, why don't we trade Nick Bosa because you can't sack anyone? But it's the pressures. He's consistently getting at the quarterback and making them adjust, throw, get out of the way. So, yeah, I mean, he fed the rest of the team for sacks.
He wasn't helped by the scheme either, was he, Lee? And the coordinator, who is no longer
the coordinator, terrible.
Terrible scheme.
Well, it seems you've left me with the easiest job in football, and that's making the case for All-Pro Fred to be Defensive Player of the Year. I think he perhaps hasn't leapt off the screen and the stats sheet in a way that he has in previous seasons. I think the fact that he's been playing pretty much 60-70% of the season with a broken foot, broken ankle, I think that's possibly slightly mitigating. But I think Fred's performance this season have been, what if he hadn't been there? You think our defense has been bad, but I think he's been the guy who's held it together, because I think we know that the coaching scheme wasn't there, and I don't think the coaches were really bringing much in terms of intensity. But you know for absolute sure that is all coming from Fred, and I think it's a leadership performance that gets him the award this year. In a down season, it could have been a lot worse without a guy like that holding things together, and that's why nothing to do with the wheel. It's all to do with me choosing All Pro Fred, because it's All Pro Fred, the Freditor. What can we say? Hopefully he's doing whatever he can as well in the off season to recruit Dre back, because that is terrifying. Dre and Fred. We need that back under Salah. That's
I cannot Cannot wait.
Even if
Well,
it's only a season.
He was saying, Gareth, when he was doing his media commitments today, Warner was saying that he went in the third round, and every time he had an interview with the NFL teams, they were telling him what he wasn't good at and what he needed to improve on. He said, and as soon as he got in the room with Salah was like, "You're going to be my star, man. This is what I want you to do." And he said, "That's when I was a rookie." He said, "Now I'm in the league and I'm established. I'm getting him back, my mentor." So it got me excited. And like you said, all pro Fred. Just go back and watch some of the highlights from this year. Some of the hype videos that he was doing, even when he was injured. So it's always good. And you need to point out, the voting's slightly different this year, Gareth. When you put the nominees on the group, they're not going to be able to see who's voting, I believe.
Yeah,
Kev,
it'll be on Discord, right?
I think Kev Williams
The
is
link.
doing something with the
Yep,
spreadsheet.
yep. Kev is going to do it like the score predictions. So it's
that's
a
right.
G sheet. So you'll be able to take your pick on the G sheet, but of course you won't be able to see what other people have voted for. And we'll all be able to bring the votes in from one place instead of having a Facebook one and a Discord one and a Twitter one. We'll all have the G sheets, so it should all work together. Offensive player of the year. I'll take first one since I had the last.
That's fair. That's
easiest,
fair. So
easiest that is.
the nominees are, just for people at home, because we should have done this, JJ, Jordan Mason, Brock Purdy, and George Kittle.
So what you're saying is, Nadji, we weren't organised at the first award, which will surprise nobody.
It's all good. It's all good. We've done this for a while. Oh, he's got JJ. Oh, very nice. Very nice.
Oh, I'm very happy with that indeed. Do you want a piece of me? I think what our leading receiver, I think this year, our most, I think, reliable receiver. I think he's just turned into the guy that you can make any pass to in any tricky position, and he comes out with the ball. He did that wonderful catch where he basically took it out of the defensive player's grasp, basically, and still came up with the ball. We know everything about his blocking, the fact that he'll block people into the next week, given half a chance, and do it with a smile on his face. He seems to be a humble guy as well. He doesn't seem, he's a wide receiver without that wide receiver diva gene, and that is a very rare thing, I think, in the modern NFL. He has been our top offensive weapon this year, and we've all, I think, just thoroughly enjoy watching JJ play. And for that reason alone, I think you should get Offensive Player of the Year. JJ, that'd be well deserved.
Fair enough. So
And he's graduated from the sort of not rookie, but unsung, and he's worked his way up.
He
And
has
put a
actually.
shift in for the
he has
team
won an
by
unsung
blocking
hero.
and blocking and blocking. And
Yep.
he's worthy of his Offensive Player of the Year award nomination.
Didn't get the 1,000 yards though, so boo.
That's true.
It's almost, yeah. Well, you know, he'd rather have this one anyway. But I think the way that he didn't get that 1,000-yard award just by being himself and annoying defensive backs, I think he probably preferred that than the yards anyway.
Yeah, made up for not getting
money.
1,000 yards.
Yeah,
Yeah.
getting an ejection. He should be looking forward to playing the Cardinals next year.
Oh yeah, that's true. All right,
In
Lee's
Mexico.
next, I guess.
Who's next? Lee. We'll
Yeah,
do
Lee,
reverse
right.
order then.
Reverse order. Here you go.
Easy one.
Oh, George Kittle.
It's like it's written in the stars.
Mhm.
Club 85. George Kittle, friend of the show, as you know. George Kittle. So technically, George Kittle was our leading receiver. He wasn't our leading wide receiver, but he was our leading receiver. He came up with his fourth 1,000-yard receiving season. He is the leading tight end for the 49ers now, out on his own. He is, third or fourth now on receiving yards as a wide receiver or as a receiver for the 49ers. He just continues to play at such a high level. He was actually our only player who ranked first on the PFF rating of all the position groups. So he was first of 75 with a final grade of 92.1. George Kittle is one of those players that you just can't not like. So this week's been my first week back at work. I've started my new job this week. I've met 2 NFL fans. Guess who both of these 2 NFL fans started talking about when I said I was a 49ers fan? George
Moody.
Kittle. Yeah, Jake Moody. They've both seen the receiver program and they both turned around and said, you cannot not like George Kittle. He's such a likable guy. The way he plays the game, the way he blocks, the way he laughs at people when he pancakes them. And this season, again, he's just been outstanding. Whenever he's been called upon, he stood up to be counted, and he's taken us into the end zone. And I think George Kittle is by far our best player on offense this year.
Apart from JJ.
He was also voted the Len Eshmont Award winner by the players. And like you said at the start of the show, he won the salute to service. And I saw that catch again against the Patriots when I've been doing some work today. That was just amazing. So yeah, George Kittle, friend of the show.
And do you want to remind people what the Len Eshmont Award is, Paul?
It's voted by the players and given to the 49er who best exemplifies inspirational and courageous play. And Len Eshmont was an original member of the 46 49ers team. And it's an important award. So because we're doing the awards show,
it certainly is.
I brought up all because the Niners have done their end of season awards.
It's not as important as the FUKAs, but it's pretty good. You know?
Well, yeah, I mean, it goes without saying.
We know George is waiting to find out if he wins. You know, Lee's got a direct line to him. You know, the photo with the flag proves that. So George is waiting for that piece of silverware.
All right, I'm next, I guess. If we're going
You
to
are.
reverse.
You are.
All right, let's go for it.
This is a tough choice for you, Najee.
Oh, it really is. I get Brock. I'm happy with Brock. I mean, you know, he's the man. Brock is him. I mean, he should be our offensive player of the year every year. Just first of all, he's a quarterback. That's what they do. But everything goes through him. And despite having someone say a lesser good season than the one before, I think considering the challenges that Brock had to deal with this season, i.e. losing Ayuk really, really quick, and we know the connection that he has with him, and we know what the season could look like with him, not having a CMC for the entire season. I think it's quite baffling to see how good he is operating the offense and how well he does it, and how well he's managed to make JJ and George look incredibly good this season, despite not having an O-line either. Because I think we all agree that this year the O-line was pretty atrocious at the best of time. And he had to run for his life quite a lot, and despite that played extremely well and had a passer rating that was way above what Mahomes and all of the greats. I think if I saw a stat the other day that if he retired today, it would be number 1 or number 2 passer rating in all his career. Obviously, he's played 4 years, so it's not 3 years, so it's not quite a big sample as Aaron Rodgers or Patrick Mahomes. But the fact that he can do this, despite everything that's happened to the team this season, he's the one constant that just doesn't move. He's just good. I think he's had one bad game in the last 2 years, which was that Ravens game we all remembered a couple of years ago at Christmas. And it's just Mr. Reliable, Mr. Irrelevant's not a thing anymore and will not ever be a thing. And he's just good. And if we didn't have him, JJ wouldn't be good, Kittle wouldn't be good, and neither would any other people on this team. So vote for Brock, please.
Good case. I think it's one of the good things out this season, or if we can get something good out this season, I think it's probably been a good season for Brock's development.
Yeah, absolutely. That's
you know, to go through this season.
Yeah, I agree.
Do you know what's crazy? Yeah, just before I break Najee's heart, Brock had a quiet season. Najee, just quickly googled. He only threw for 3,864 yards in an poor season by our standards. But Najee, The breaking news: Jordan Mason. I know you listened to the show. Nadji has turned his back. RB1. The Discord community are up in arms. You've just given your case for Brock Purdy. Don't be blaming that wheel, Nadji, because you control it. RB1. He had 153 carries and did Discord run with him on every single one of those carries. 789 yards. We might have only had 3 touchdowns from Jordan Mason, but it's about memories on this show. And Nadji, those Discords would not have been the same without Jordan Mason. And there, I rest my case, Gareth. You can't say any more than that.
True.
Well, I think
I have to defend Jordan Mason as well, because he's my boy, has been for a long time. As soon as he was injured, we started losing games. I'm not going to say anything else. That's it.
Brock's your boy. I've just listened to you say Brock's your boy, not Jordan Mason. Jordan, it's okay. You've got Paul Hope here. I'll hit the social media for you, son.
There's rarely been a player I think we've talked about as much on the post-game shows for a player not actually doing anything. Because how many times did we say, where's Jordan Mason? Why is he on the bench? Imagine the season he could have had if certainly we feel he could have been deployed a bit better, and that's nothing against him. It's just he seemed to vanish a little bit in the middle of the season inexplicably before he was injured. And I think without
that crappy OC we didn't have.
Yeah.
Well, cast your mind back. Week 1, we beat the Jets. He had 28 carries, 147 yards. Christian who was what the 49ers fans were saying. Nadji christened him RB1. Now, like you said, get him fit, get McCaffrey back fit. It's going to be a dangerous one too to have. And we've seen what Barkley has done for the Eagles. Could we be sat here this time next year talking about what Jordan Mason has done for the 49ers? Absolutely. So that, people, is my case. Get your votes in. And Nadji, you can't take it back now, son. It's on the internet. It's
vote
going to be there forever.
Vote for Brock.
Yeah. So a third one, Rookie of the Year.
Oh yeah, let me tee that up. There it is.
Well, while Nadji's teeing that up, I mean, honestly, we missed the 5th player of Offensive Player of the Year. That's got to be Dominic Pooney. Over and above what was expected of him.
Well, there's. Speaking of which, Rookie of the Year award, Pooney is one of the nominees, along with Ronaldo Green, Mustafa again, and Ricky Purcell.
Shall we do ours on this one, since we've done the wheel for, or should we do the wheel for this again? Or should we do who we actually nominate?
Oh,
spin the wheel, and if it's Pooney, Lee can do it.
Okay. We'll spin the wheel and do it in that order, and then we can just go for... so for the people listening, the nominees are Dominic Pooney, Ricky Purcell, Malik Mustafa.
That's close enough. Lee.
And
he's anything but puny.
And Ronaldo Green. No, go on. Paul.
Ricky, that's Paul's. That's Paul.
That's Paul. Go on, Paul.
Ricky Purcell. So we did not expect to draft a wide receiver. As soon as the news broke, I started getting into the John Chapman draft book. And the more I read about this kid, the more I saw the game tape, I was hooked. And then we had the awful news through from San Francisco that he was involved in that incident. So most people might think you're just giving him this nomination because of that. But it's the way he's bounced back from that. I mean, he won the Ed Block Courage Award, which is what the team have named him. That touchdown against the Buccaneers, which was Jasmine's first watch party, will live long in the memory for me. So that alone got him a nomination from me. But I think he got better. And I did see a few people in our group kind of say he was a bust. And I couldn't quite get that, because I know it was a losing season for us, and we do the pods. But every time I watch the game tape back and I'm prepared to talk to you chaps, I didn't ever think Ricky Purcell was the reason we weren't winning games. I'm not saying he was elite, but I saw enough in his rookie season to kind of think, right, he's going to step it up again next year. So I nominated Ricky for this. So I'm glad that I got to fight my case. So back over to you, Nadji, with the wheel.
No, I agree. I think this is a really important part, is that the games that he did play in as soon as he came in, and coming back from what he had to go through is obviously difficult, but he got better and better and better and better. And it just didn't stop improving every game that he played. So I can't wait to watch him play next year and see what Kyle or Gary Kubiak, Clay Kubiak can do with his skills. It's interesting. I like him. All right, spin the wheel. Who's it gonna be? Oh, yeah, that's mine. That's mine. It's Malik Mustafa. I mean, I think the biggest thing that I can say to try and praise him is that as soon as the season started to look like it was one for the books and not to look forward to, the almost sole reason that I was watching game is to watch him play because he's just a ton of fun, and the prospect of having him and Ufanga lining up at safety, and for the people that maybe haven't been here for a while, I used to play safety before I switched to running back. It's something that I just kind of wanted my experience as a safety to be. I kind of played like Mustafa until I kind of transformed and played like Huff before I switched side. So like those two safeties are the archetype that I can. It's the perfect combo. This is what I want my team to have. And Mustafa just kind of rejoiced me in that having a good secondary and a good safety and a hard hitter and a ball hawk can do to a whole defense. Because we've been so focused on D-line and winning in the trenches and putting pressure on the quarterback, which made job a little bit easier for our back end. And then having to reverse that this year and watch him develop and get given the reins of that defense, that secondary, it's been awesome. And it feels like if he carries on, he's got that same mentality as JJ, but on defense. He's a hard hitter and he doesn't really care about anything else but doing his job properly and well. And I love him for him. I'm looking forward to see him grow and become a Niners hopefully for life and stay with us and play really well. That'd be really cool. Thank you, Malik, for the season. It's been amazing. Now vote for him, Rookie of the Year. Or vote for him, Defensive Player.
Well, Nadji, the coaches voted him the rookie for the Thomas Heron Memorial Award, which was a Denise and John York Award, and it's awarded to the rookie that has took a positive situation and turned their dream into reality. So the coaches are on your side for this one, Nadji. Out of all the rookies this year, they've given it to Mustafa, not your boy Puny Lee. And Puny didn't even win the Offensive Lineman Award, but I'll get to that in a minute.
Puny.
Puny.
Just watch it, Hope. I know where you live.
Let's spin the wheel. It's gonna be green.
It's gonna be me. Green. It's gonna be my boy, my boy to watch at the beginning of the season. Who would have thought that the offensive linemen and cornerbacks have something very much in common in the game, and that is if you don't hear their name mentioned, they're having a really good game. And I think that's one thing we didn't hear Green talked about a lot, because he wasn't missing tackles and he wasn't getting burnt too badly. And I think he's come in under the radar, second round pick. So we have invested. I think that's the highest we've probably taken anybody, I think, in the secondary in the Lynch and Shanahan era. And I think we've got an absolute steal with that pick for late in the second round. I am really excited to see what Green can do next year. I think between him and Demo, all these people saying we should be drafting a cornerback or maybe we should trade for one. I don't think we need one. I think we probably need that slot cornerback, which has been a bit tricky in the last couple of years. I think Demo is wasted there. I know they wanted to put him there. Well, let's see what Salah can do with this defense. Let's see how this guy will perform, because in the down year as a rookie playing a lot of snaps when our cornerback one, Ward, missed large parts of the season, he stood up. He's one of those guys I dread to think what we would have been like without him this season. And we've cycled through. He's beat out quite a few veterans, including some high draft pick veterans. I think Rocky Sin might have been a first round pick 5 or so years ago. So, and he was keeping these guys on special teams. So that is really good sign from a rookie, and I think he has done everything that you want of a rookie in their first year. So I think Ronaldo Green gets this award, and it will be the first of many. I think he'll be in the DPOY shortlist next year.
Nice.
Who has that left you with, Lee? Are you happy with this?
Dominique.
Well, it's fate. It's fate.
It's fate. It's fate.
The winner of Rookie of the Year has been left till last. The Punisher. Who could have even thought of taking a rookie offensive lineman and playing him from the start and not allowing a single pressure until week 16, starting every single game? He had Baldy talking about him week in, week out. Look at his run blocking. Look at his pass protection. The guy is unbelievable. I think he's been shortchanged. I think this season he's been definitely a Pro Bowl level player. So I think he was overlooked as a few other players, but we're talking about the Punisher. And I think he's deserving of Rookie of the Year. Coming in to do such an important job on the O-line, a position that you very rarely have an offensive lineman rookie unless it's somebody you've taken in the first or second rounds. And this guy is just bald all season long. And for me, it's the Punisher.
I can't disagree with you. Brad Graham, fell in love with him as soon as we drafted him, and that's my go-to for the offensive line. Interestingly, though, Lee, he didn't win the Bob McKittrick Award. The offensive line gave that to Jake Brendel. I'm just putting it out there in the interest of,
Yeah, I guess they're just feeling sorry for him because they know they're going to replace him in the draft.
There's a sense of humour there, isn't there? Sense of humour.
Clutching at straws, Gareth. I'm trying to throw him off his game, but I can't.
I still think people should vote Green, but I think one thing that with Pooney, I was disappointed we didn't take O-line with the first round pick. And they basically said, well, we kind of had to take a wide receiver because there was no value there. If we'd taken Pooney with that pick 31, we'd still be happy with his performance. He's been that good.
True.
Yeah, we would have, yeah.
That's right.
If you get pick 31, you get a starting offensive lineman who gives up one pressure or something like that with pick 31. Yeah, you can't complain at that. So,
Yep.
It's still not Rookie of the Year. But,
so we all agreed it's
close.
the Punisher.
He's
It's clearly Mustafa, but
to be fair though, what's great about this conversation is we can all agree the draft last year was pretty good by our team, and I know people wanted different positions.
Let's not jump the gun either, because we all know that it takes at least 3 years for a draft to come back and be graded properly. So, we'll see what happened this year and next year.
Yeah,
but
I mean, Spencer Burford's the best example.
Yeah.
Because he was great this rookie season. Yeah. And he's been pants ever since.
Exactly.
But when you're paying the stars,
good,
you need the rookies to come in on the cheaper contract.
Absolutely.
So what I'm saying, actually, is, at the moment we're sat here and we've talked about 4 of them. It's not like we've just got one. So
yeah, and special mention to Garando and Tatum Bethune, who actually contributed as well, and Cowan, who contributed all season long. So yeah, it's been a good draft class. We will see if it's a good one.
This is the first time I think we've had genuine competition for the Rookie of the Year award.
That's true.
That we've been doing this almost every year. It's been one winner and 3 other names.
Exactly.
But that's also
this
due
year,
to
all of them are worthy. I think all 4 of those.
Kyle's completely refusing to play rookie unless he really has to, which he did this year. Yeah. All right.
There we are. So those are the first 3, the big 3. Unsung Hero, one of my favourites. We're going to do something slightly different this year. I think we struggled. It's been a funny year, I think, and it's been slightly odd to trying to pick who would be a player who we can consider unsung in terms of the heroes. And I had a thought about it. And since we came up with it, we're going to pull rank here. We can do what we like. We're not going to have a voting for the Unsung Hero of the award, and we are going to give it as a dual award. 2 players will share the Unsung Hero award this year, and they are Trent Williams and Charvarius Ward. Entirely for their commitment to the team, commitment to their teammates, having gone through the most horrendous non-football issues. And I cannot think of a better definition, I think, of the unsung hero. It wasn't about what they put on tape, and it wasn't about what they did on the field. It was about getting onto that field. And I don't think we've had more worthy winners than those two. Anything to add to the unsung heroes, gents?
No, I think you've said it all.
Nope, that was perfect, Gareth.
Good.
Thank you.
There we go. Excellent. Discord MVP of the season. So, Discord, we have a game MVP each week, and I think somebody has magically added them up to make a Discord MVP of the season award.
Absolutely. I will share the where is it? There's one. The split that the season has brought, and with this split, you can clearly see who the winner is. It was spoiled a few weeks ago by none other than Lee.
What? What? Who did that?
Hang on, Najee. I've got it. I've got it ready. I've got the flag ready.
Yellow flag on that one. But whatever. It's fine. Thank you very much, Kev, for compiling everything. I did my research too. We cross-reference. I was wrong. I recounted, and then it matched. So this is why there's two heads, kind of running Discord. At least we can bounce off each other. But thank you very much for putting this graph together and seeing who's been voted throughout the season and how many times. But congratulations, George Kittle. You are the Discord
so
MVP.
Not to rain on your parade, Natty, but somebody spelled Dominic Pooney wrong.
It would, where would you say it? It says Brock Purdy. It
says there, Dominic Pooney, 27.2%.
It says George Kittle, who won the Discord MVP. I believe it was 4 times, I think. So a little less than a quarter of the game. George Kittle was our MVP.
This is total votes cast rather than a summary of who won the individual game weeks.
That's correct. That's correct. So that is the entirety of the voting system, and it's been split exactly like this. So the math should be 100% of all the votes.
So we got George as a clear winner. Who's
clear winner?
Purdy. Brock Purdy second with a 15%.
Brock Purdy second, closely followed by Jawan. I would like to point out, if people have got a keen eye, and for the people at home that on watching, there is vote for Jake Moody in there. It was one vote.
Mention that.
It was one vote. It must have been really early on in the season, and that's Henry Lawrence. You're gonna have to explain what that was about, Henry.
It must have been the Jets game, didn't he? Hit 5 of 5 field goals or something. In the Jets game?
Maybe, but
might be in the Bucks game. Scored the winner.
True.
Yeah.
But for those people that are listening, Nad, you might not have been part of Discord or might be unsure. Basically, we have the game day thread, and at the end of the game, we vote for that game's MVP, and that's where this award has come from. And we joke on about the memories, the banter. I'm smiling now, thinking of sort of seeing names and then thinking certain games, and it wasn't all going well for us this season, but the spirit was high. And I didn't think when you proposed the game day thread moving to Discord, it would capture what it used to be like on Facebook, but I think it's actually smashed that out of the park now, and I can't wait for the next Discord season to start.
Yeah, if you're listening to this and you're not sure, that's what we do. This is mostly what Discord is used for, among many other things, but this is what the bulk of the heavy lifting of what Discord does. The platform is built for things like this. Come over, comment, don't follow, come and put some gifts in. And then, when the game is finished or nearly finished, depending on how it goes, we will do a vote. And this is the result. I would like to point out as well, as an honorable mention, but Dre Greenlow has played a half game. and he's got 4.2% of the vote. We need him back so much. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And he'll probably be up there in the 20% next season. But congratulations, George.
Good spread.
MVP.
Good spread of players.
Good spread, yeah.
And Lee, thank you for letting the cat out the bag. It proves I'm not the only one that can't keep a secret.
Yeah, definitely.
But wait, what would you say, Gareth? Do I hear one more award?
There's There's 3 more awards, but there is one, a new award, a brand new award. I think in honour of one of the main talking points of this season, we have the Devondre Campbell "Don't Let the Door Hit You on the Way Out" award. How are we going to do this? We've got 3 nominees for this.
We have 3 names. Yeah.
Are you going to make a case each, or are we just going to let people vote?
Let's just let people vote. There's no point bashing on people that are not with the team anymore. But
No, I'd
yes.
quite enjoy bashing on those people.
Yes, I mean, we have done quite a bit.
If you'd like to make your case, I will stress this award. I've never wanted to do an award which batters our own players, but I think we've got a special award here for people who we have left the team at some point during this season, or people we know are pretty much not ever going to come back. And I think that's why we're making a goodbye and don't let the door hit you.
And we have Monica did the Devondre Campbell "Don't Let the Door Hit You on the Way Out" award, purely because he's never going to get it, and it's very funny to us, very funny to me.
But
that he's never going to
never going to get his own award.
No, he's never going to get his own award.
He's not even that good. He's not even.
It's
that
fitting.
Good.
It's fitting. Yeah, go on. Give us the 3 names.
We have special teams coordinator, Mr. Schneider. We have defensive coordinator, Mr. Sorensen. And was a bit harsh. We have Paul's boy, Ronnie Bell, now of the Chicago Bears. I think we only came up with 3, didn't we? Because,
we couldn't find a 4th.
Wrong, Gareth.
Let us know if you can find a
our
4th. If you can find a 4th, let us know on Discord, let us know on Facebook, in the comments of this podcast. But
as long as
I
it's
think
not
those 3 names
guy.
are not allowed. But those 3 names are pretty fitting of what the season looked like, and that we're not sorry that they're gone. So yeah, I mean, the case for Ronnie Bell is he's lost us a game, which was the pivotal moment, I think, in this season, when we lost that game to the Rams. It started really going down. If we win that game, and 1 game, we're still in it for so much more longer in the NFC West, which was really, really close. And he just...
I'm just glad he's on the nominees this year, because my player watch year 1 wasn't very good. At least I improved it. But I think the reason we brought this award in as well, Nadji, is because obviously we had the running joke about the family man, and then obviously he quit on the team. And given that Gareth's just explained about the unsung hero, it could have been quite easy for a lot of people to quit on this team last year. Our community kept going, the engagement was still there, and I think when we were putting this together, I think it was quite fitting. So yeah, they're the 3 names.
It's a funny award. There is no malice. There is no bad feelings. It's just for fun.
And you're not allowed to add Lee Gowland on there.
Apart from the trophy's namesake.
Yeah.
Apart from the trophy's namesake, yes, of course.
Yeah, we hope he never plays again.
No. He probably
for anyone.
He probably won't.
Yeah. No, Raiders. Although
any more to
new
say,
team now.
Lee, any more to say about Sorensen or Schneider? Sorensen, a Dallas Cowboy, may I add now.
I mean, could you make it any worse? He goes to the Cowboys.
Goes to the Cowboys.
At least he should have had some dignity and be flipping burgers.
No, I honestly think that's fitting for him to go to an organisation like that.
Yeah,
to be fair to Sorensen...
It is their year, apparently.
Yeah, it's always there, yeah. But to be fair to Sorensen, he was told, you're losing your job, but you're staying on the team. And he's ended up on the Dallas Cowboys. So if he gets this award, what an off-season he's had.
True.
A final couple of awards. The Paul Hope School Predictor of the Year award will be handed to Lee Gowland at some point in the future. He still hasn't got it. And I think that's...
Still there, I can see it.
Paul's refusing to give me that trophy.
No. So officially, my reign ends on Super Bowl Sunday.
No attempt.
And
that's true. To be fair,
you have got a new job, Lee, and trying to book a social event in Lee's calendar around Sunderland matches, celebratory meals, the fact that he's got a job, it's been a bit difficult. So yes, don't worry, everybody. Lee Gowland will have that trophy in his hand, and there will be video evidence, won't there, Lee? I'm sure we'll put together something to show the good people
we can do
your
something.
Gracious acceptance of the trophy. You won't rub it in my face at all.
Not much.
And next year, of course, that will be the Lee Gowland Score Predictor of the Year award. So you get to name it for winning the previous
And I
year.
get to give it to myself.
You'll be getting the Devondre Campbell Award. We talk like that.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
And the final award, the Pod Faithful Score Predictor of the Year award. Anthony Folger, what can we say? I think led from week 2 or week 3 and never gave it up.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah.
The king of the dirty points.
Indeed. There was definitely some dirt in those points. But well done, Anthony.
I'll buy you a drink on Sunday, Anthony.
Yes, indeed. There you go, a presidential drink. Speaking of which, Sunday, there's some football in there, I think, Sunday, and a watch party, more importantly. Any watch party news? Any updates?
So at the moment, we've got 32 confirmed. That's both on and off Facebook. We've got 7 who are down as maybe, so I've asked them tonight whether or not they are definitely going or what's happening. We are meeting about 3 o'clock in the afternoon at the B Keller. So Martin Hughes and Gary Park's going to be there. So Gary Park's is a Plymouth fan, Martin's a Liverpool fan, and they face off in the FA Cup on Sunday. So we'll meet in the B Keller initially, and then maybe head over to the Pin Social Club around about 6 o'clock, because there's plenty to do in the Pin Social Club, so we can amuse ourselves while we wait until the actual game begins. And that means there's not too much walking later on at night when we've all had quite a bit of drink.
Excellent. I'm sorry I won't be there, but I'm sure I will be able to live vicariously through Facebook with lots of your posts, and possibly even a Lee Gowland drunken halftime live. We haven't had one of them.
No, I don't do those anymore.
Yeah,
That used to be my forte, but no, I won't be there on Sunday either. That's why I'm rocking this, Gareth. I'll be at the Dalton Steam watch party, hopefully with some of Lee's colleagues now, by the sounds of it. So looking forward to that one.
I will. Yeah, as I said, I won't be watching it. What about you, Naji? Early night for you?
Yeah, it's gonna have to be up early show on Monday. So I'll be in work, and I'll try and catch it in work if I hear that it's worth doing. Definitely highlights.
I've got to say, after the last fortnight flip-flopping between who I wanted to win, because I have a dislike of both teams for different reasons, I've now settled on I hope the Eagles win the game.
Really? That's really weird.
Yeah, I just wouldn't feel right wanting the Chiefs to get the three-peat.
That's why he's got his green jersey on tonight, Nadji. Saw what Debo was wearing. He thought, I'll put my green salute to service.
Yeah. Oh, and glad you said that. So when I mentioned that at the start, I've no problem with Debo wearing that jersey. I find it amusing that there's grown men, grown adults who are losing their brown stuff over the fact that Debo's wore an Eagles jersey.
I know.
And they just can't see it, that it's more about not wanting the Chiefs to win than want the Eagles to win. Yeah. That's what it's about.
To be fair, Gareth, I didn't go out for the Patriots-Falcons Super Bowl, and I watched it at home. 2 friends came round, fell asleep at half-time, and I vowed never to watch a Super Bowl at home ever again, because I want to experience kind of the atmosphere, even if my team's not there. Like Lee, I've kind of flip-flopped between who I want to win. I just want to see a good game, Lee. At the moment, I'm not totally hung up on who. I said for Andy Davies, he said, can you drop us a prediction? And I went, this will take 2 seconds. I hope both teams lose. And that's where I was a week ago. But I like Barkley, but you can't bet against Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. We found that out twice. So unfortunately, I think Taylor Swift is going to get her second ring. Possibly a third ring when Kelsey proposes, if you believe the rumour mongers that it's all rigged. But I just hope it's a good game.
Najee, what Paul wasn't telling you there is when he woke up during the Patriots-Falcons Super Bowl, his 2 friends were spooning him. That's why he vowed never to watch it at home again.
You weren't there, Gowland. No, there were 2 lads who were trying to get into the NFL, and they were really stunned at how late the game started. And I've had that conversation with colleagues.
Were they getting into something else instead?
No, stop lowering the tone. But like at work this week, people are like,
after dark.
How are you going out to watch a Super Bowl? It doesn't start till like 11 p.m. And that's a knock. I've seen a few people saying they're not watching it because obviously the team's involved. But I always take the Monday off after work. It's the first day of annual leave I book in. Much to my colleagues' delight when they found out I didn't have Valentine's Day off next week. I was like, well, why would I need Valentine's Day off? The Super Bowl's more important. And yes, I have said that to Tracy. But I just hope it's a good game. As it stands at the moment, Gareth, I haven't got a score because I'll save that for the predictor sheet. But I do think it'll be the Chiefs to win this one on Sunday.
Yeah, thoughts, Najee?
Do you think it'll be close though, Paul?
I think it will be, yes.
Yeah, I think it'll be similar to last time. I think it's going to come down to, I think it's going to be like one score in it, or last second of the game, possibly overtime.
I think it's going to be close, but I just got this feeling that the Eagles might be able to pull it out. If the Chiefs manage to stop Barkley from running, and let's face it, pretty much nobody's done that this season, then it's the Chiefs to lose. But I think Barkley is a different kettle of fish for them.
I don't think he's going to dominate.
It could be a Barkley MVP performance.
The Chiefs have been good against the run.
I mean, we were trying to stay away from this talk, but I think the O-line, the Eagles' O-line is beat up, and I think the Chiefs' defense is too good. And I think it'll be one of the most boring games we've seen in a long time. I think it's going to be just defense and not much offense and loads of punts.
I've got a strange feeling. I think it's going to be a boring, cagey first half. And then I think it's going to be sort of like a big play, like a big Barkley run at some point in the third quarter, and it's going to blow the game open. It's going to wake the Chiefs up, and I don't trust Jalen Hurts that much to be able to pull a game out of the bag.
To be fair to Jalen Hurts, he's a man of big games. He has shown in his college career and so far that he plays extremely well in big games, and I think he'll play all right. But I just think Dickerson is not, his center is nowhere near as healthy. The guy wouldn't put his foot down during the NFC Championship. So losing now, and I think his left guard is a bit injured as well. I think they'll struggle just because of that. And Chris Jones will eat because that's what he does too.
Yeah. I remember last time Hurts had the game of his life, and he's not the same Jalen Hurts. And I go back to the Chiefs have beaten there, they've done that. They always seem to find a way. It's just a weird one because we talk about the Eagles fans. When these two teams met last time, there was a rather annoying Chiefs fan at the casino in Stockton. And then when we went to the Newcastle meet-up, Lee, and I was talking to that Chiefs fan, I was like, I've just been a fan of the NFL for like 5 years. I was thinking, he's seen how many Super Bowl wins, so no, he's not having another one. So I just want both teams to lose.
That's fair enough.
Yeah, I think like everyone else, you just hope it's a decent game and it's a fair game and it's not decided by some kind of refereeing decision, and we're not banging on about that. But I think that there's been an inevitability about the way that the Chiefs have gone through this season, just grinding out wins and games they probably don't deserve to win. And I still think there's some questionable coaching at the Eagles that I think so. Spags has had a plan for Barkley for about the last 5 or 6 weeks. I think as soon as the playoffs started, I think they're probably beginning to think, who are we going to play? How could we watch them? How do we have this? And I think if you take away that, the Eagles haven't got that much. But there we go. They could surprise me. But I don't care, and I haven't done my score prediction sheet yet. So if you haven't, there's still plenty of time. I've pinned those posts on the Facebook page, so you should be able to find them on the pinned posts. And maybe we'll reshare or rebump them at some point during Sunday, I should think, to make sure you get your score predictions in.
Any baldies for the game? You said baldies at the start, Gareth.
I did say baldies. I think Barkley will get a 60-yard plus touchdown, and I think he'll break out once. I think they'll bottle him up for most of the game, and then someone will have to go off injured for a play or two, and the Eagles exploit it. And it will be their one big play. My
baldy is, I think Lee is going to kill us all because he said we should do a fast show, and we're an hour and 10 now.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just not like he's got much to do this week.
Right.
I think the Chiefs' offense will get a flag against it for holding.
That is bold. That is bold. That'll be the first time, I think, in four Super Bowls that they get a flag
Yeah.
Yes,
on their offensive line. I mean,
Yeah, it would be.
To be fair, Nadji, given the topics we've talked about tonight, to keep it to 1 hour and 8, we've done really well. Cause
That's true.
It
That's
should
true.
have been a 2-3 hour show, but
That's very true.
yeah, I've got no baldies for you, Gareth.
No.
So
I am thinking at some point there's some really horrendous call that doesn't go the Chiefs' way, and just watching Paddy Mahomes melt down about it and have a full-on tantrum on the field. That would be hilarious.
The one thing I really want,
clean.
is I don't want a ref decision to impact the game. Can we just not talk about ref for the whole off season, please? That would be really nice. Because if it's a big call, either way it goes.
Yeah.
That's all people are going to talk about for 6 months, and I just cannot be bothered.
Yeah, well, we won't be talking about it. Anyway, anything else to say? Let's get this game done so that it's this show done.
No, it's done.
It's
good.
Nope, nothing.
Go voting, people. Don't forget to vote.
Look out for the awards. Vote on the G sheet. Kev is or will be primed to put that out some point. I think tomorrow, Friday, maybe before the show comes out. So that'll be interesting. I think we'll probably keep it open for about a week. So I think you'll have a little bit of time after the Super Bowl. We'll give some time for those votes to come in. Don't forget your score predictions for the Vomit Bowl as well on Sunday. And our next show will probably be a big season review. Where did it all go wrong? Then we've got free agency. Then we've got the draft. Then we've got that boring bit. And then it will be pre-season before we know it. So lots to look forward to. Enjoy the game. Even if you can't enjoy the result, and enjoy the meetups. Stay safe. Go Niners.
Go Niners.
Bang, bang, Nana gang.
We love the San Francisco 49ers deep in the heart. Like Joe Montana in the corner, D. Clark. Garrison Hurst, stiff farm going 99. Don't